Okay, sure.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the second episode of Under the Scope. This week with a slightly new cast team. We've got me, I'm back again, Lucas, and we've got Power.
Hello, guys. I'm back.
Power's back, and we have a new face this week. Fate, introduce yourself
Hello.
to the stream.
Oh boy. Hi. It's Fate here. But yeah, what's the word? Friend of Lucas, co-captain of Rip the Dream, currently also staff of Ludi. Yeah, let's get this ball rolling, I say.
Awesome. All right, so let's just hop right into the recent tournaments for this week. Probably the first one that we'll look at is ESL. ESL happens, it's been happening. If you don't know about ESL, you should follow at ESL Splatoon on Twitter. You should check out this link I'm about to post in chat.
Mhm.
And let's just talk about what happened in ESL last weekend.
All right,
So
sure. Let's go do that. ESL.
so
Um,
EXT won. Pretty.
mhm.
Did they have much of a challenge?
I didn't watch the matches myself, but I mean, I'm looking at the bracket, and I think that I think I might have heard the names Star Squids before, but like just looking at Extermination's run, I don't think they ran into any teams that I'm personally familiar with until quarterfinals, which was Zaku Squad,
Mm-hmm.
and after that, that's when they went against for semifinals and against German Hawks. Oh, who did they go against in finals? I feel like, yeah, they went against them from semis. Where's it? I'm missing finals on here.
It's like really hard to find. You gotta like scroll down and like to the right really far.
Okay,
It's
I
like
get it.
really weird. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I see it now. I see it. I just had to hide the other part of the bracket. But yeah, so yeah, it wasn't until like quarterfinals they ran into a team I feel like that I personally have seen in the competitive scene, which is Hozaku Squad. Um, not, they don't give us like how the match itself went. It just says the result because I wasn't watching myself because it happened like, super early in the morning. Um, but then semifinals against German Hawks, and they proceeded to go on against versus Cooldown. Did you get happen to catch that final match by chance?
Actually, I caught just the final. I don't know. What
Okay.
about you, Power?
I was unable to catch it.
Ah, all right.
So
Well, I did watch the final. EXT looked like they kind of just took care of business.
Mm, that
Um,
doesn't surprise me. Did they just
cooldowns,
have?
yeah. What? Sorry.
Did they just have like their this extermination, or did it have extinction play too?
Um,
um,
I'm not sure. I think we could check the bracket. I don't. Oh yes, Extinction did play. They made it to the round of 16 and they lost to Blooper Inc.
Oh wow.
So
Okay.
yeah,
Interesting. I haven't
good
heard that
job,
name in
Blooper Inc.
ages.
Made it. Or no, they made it. Oh, they didn't make it that far, did they? They didn't even make it.
Mm,
They made it to the round of 32 and they lost to Blooper Inc.
wow.
it is interesting to note how they like Fate was reacting to how they're a pretty old team. Like they're probably one of the longest lasting teams around currently. I
Yeah,
would
I'd agree
Yeah.
say.
with that.
True story fan.
Yeah, so it's always nice to see those.
Yep.
Exactly.
Still alive and kicking.
And they made it to quarterfinals. They lost to German Hawks, who got fourth. So not too bad of a loss. Good run there from Blooper Inc. I'd say for sure. So anybody think that any other team has a chance of winning the NX besides Extermination at this point?
I mean, it's only the second tournament. These tournaments are going to go on for quite a while. The other teams still have a chance to like put their 2 cents in. Like I know, dudes. I think dudes team wasn't gonna it hasn't even played yet because they haven't been able to play it get all four of them together for a tournament for one of these tournaments yet. I think they plan on. I know it's. I forgot the team he's playing on. I know it's a combination of a few different members on different teams, but I think they're planning on playing either the next tournament or the one after that to try to qualify for to play in the other in the main tournament. So like that, there's us, and I'm sure there's still other teams that we still haven't seen yet. So I mean, right now, Extermination is having a great showing for sure. Um, but you'll just have to wait and see for sure, and see how because I feel like that could definitely, if anyone's going to be a threat to Extermination's like reign of these tournaments, it's going to be that team.
Who is on that team? Do you know like the exact?
Yes. I know. Dude, it's okay, dude. Obviously, Nike, I believe, and Sendao, and might
Oh,
be somebody from SRL. Might be N
in
Kitten.
Epska, just posting in chat. Nike, Sendo, and
And
Kitten,
Kitten,
and Dude. That's very
Yes,
strong. Yeah, that's a team.
that's a scary
yeah,
ass
That's
team.
a squad and a half. Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
Jesus.
So like I said, I think like we don't hold the don't count your chickens before they hatch.
Yeah.
Like I want to see that team in action because I haven't seen them play together. I know they're very strong players individually for sure, and they've come from very strong teams. We will just have to see.
Yeah, that is a good point. Extermination does have the chemistry for like a while, so
That's true.
Mhm.
it'd be interesting to
But
see the matchup.
mm-hmm,
I also
indeed.
want to see Nike snipe. It's been a while.
Right?
Yeah,
I
it's
miss
been too
Nike. I
long.
miss Nike. Just
Very.
cuz he would just stream like all day. That's the great thing about the European players when they stream is that like there's content being created for Splatoon like during the day, and then you have NA players at night. So there's really like a lot of time to like. There's always somebody good playing Splatoon really. Um, but the last thing for ESL is like I just want to talk about the rule set. I know Resbit was a little upset with them a couple weeks ago as he reviewed them. I know there's been a couple other people that didn't that weren't mad per se, but they were a little, they were kind of annoyed. They were like, "Man, this rule set could have been a little bit better." So I think there's like this whole the higher seed gets counter pick advantage um on stage, and then it's always zones tower Rainmaker. So Rainmaker's always third game, which I think people. I mean, that's obviously a point of
Well,
contention in the Splatoon community.
from a
Uh,
competitive standpoint, maybe, but I feel like Rainmaker makes up for probably one of the most entertaining modes in the game.
I agree.
So that's always good.
Think about the
yeah.
the most hype moment. What's the most hype moment that happened Splatoon in recent months?
Um.
Probably was it Shinryu versus Two Moons at Squidstorm?
Oh,
Or
That was a
yeah.
Rainmaker match.
There's a definitely a bit of unpredictability on those matches. So the fact that that is game three when it's going to be a 1-1 situation and winner take all, that's pretty hype. So I'm not that upset that Rainmaker is always match round make game three.
Yeah, it's gonna
that
be
makes two
it's
of
gonna
us.
make for some interesting finals. I think that'd be really cool
Mm-hmm,
to watch.
mm-hmm, indeed.
So keep watching ESL for sure. Keep up with the with the European scene. They've got something really good going for them there. What I do like about ESL is that they have like they kind of did it right. You know what I mean? They recognize Splatoon organizes their competitive scene on Discord. They made their own Discord. Like that's where they organize a lot of things from. They have their own website, but they definitely do use Discord a lot, which I like, and I think a lot of bigger esports companies could just go in and say no, like this is how we want to organize like our scene, and like you guys are gonna have to like go on this website to sign up and use these programs, but they're
Mm,
pretty friendly with us. So thanks.
mm.
All right,
All right.
moving along because we've got a lot to talk about. Um, Black and Spoon happened last weekend, or not last weekend, last Thursday, and it happened yesterday. Because it's a weekly, so there's two iterations of this tournament that have happened. Um, why don't we just talk about the first one first? I'm gonna pull up the second one as well, and post that in the chat for you guys. But for the first one, SND one,
Mm,
it doesn't look like they had too much of a challenge. Honestly, I don't see many teams in this tournament that would really challenge SND to like a good final. Although Kronos did lose by one game twice, so oh, S&D actually had quite the scary run. I'm not gonna lie. Looking at this bracket,
Let's have a look.
they
Netflix.
in winners semis, so they didn't, so they got a bye round one, and then they 4-0 T Negos here in the winners quarters. Winners semis, they 4-3 Calamari Cuties, and then winners finals they 4-3 Kronos, and then the grand finals they won 4-3 again. So
Interesting.
yeah, some crazy sets that they played. Obviously.
Indeed.
I would like to make note of the rule set. It's different from the other tournaments that we
Yeah, you want to
talked about.
explain that?
Hang on, I don't have it on me right now. But it was, if I recall correctly, it was one Kraken, no quick respawn, and that's all my memory has for me. So
I believe it was you can only have one bubble as well. So one bubble, one kraken, no quick respawn. Strict time limits. I know that that's the thing.
Hmm.
Um, I didn't think there wasn't any DC rules. I believe.
Yeah, no quick respawn, one bubble per team, one Kraken per team, no DC rules, strict timing, and what I do like is that Black Sword D2 is his Twitch has been casting some of his tournaments later rounds and stuff like that, which is I think that's excellent. I'm like happy that I'm really happy that he's doing something like that.
Yeah, I think casting definitely gives those teams a chance that don't either don't have streamers or don't have spotlight often a chance to kind of show their stuff in a sense. But through obviously the one that is playing, but gets a chance to see I don't know, because just to see some cool gameplay and some commentary with that, because we don't have a we I don't know. That's not a thing you see too often nowadays. But I really hope that that more tournaments kind of bring that into effect if they can. I know like there's a few good commentators I know far in between, but hopefully we can amp up the numbers and amp up the hype commentating for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be really awesome if we could just get more commentators in the community for sure.
yeah,
I
it
think
just
that's
really
important.
enhances the experience. I like my best memories of Splatoon are probably from watching the Inkstorm commentaries.
Oh my
They
gosh,
were just
yes,
so hype.
Dude,
Maybe just one of the
memories
better.
TP, man. Oh
God.
my god. Yeah, exactly. The commentary made it hype. It sets the tone really nicely. So I messaged you guys week two's bracket. It was a Swiss tournament. Do you guys know how Swiss tournaments run? Are you familiar with that?
Yep.
Isn't it like they did like little Swiss groups and they each I think each team in the group plays each other at least once and they play it sets of three like was it best of threes or best of sevens? I'm trying to remember.
They all played best of sevens. Every round was a best of seven, and there were 6 teams in it only, I think.
No,
And were there
Yep.
more?
6 teams.
they were
6 teams. Or
yeah.
yeah.
I can't find. It just says that there are 6 teams in this.
Yeah,
They're
Chimera, Tomo, Notorious, Lockdown, Enigma, and I'm not sure if that's an actual team, but it's called Bye.
It might
So
have been just like
a
it might have been a
placeholder.
5 team tournament then, but it was fun to like see this rule set because a lot of people might look at the tournament and say, "Oh man, like five teams, like I don't want to play in this. Like I don't want to like waste my night hosting a tournament for 5 teams." But you know,
uh
they were like, "No, let's just have Swiss."
it well if you look there if they had four different sets of Swiss tournaments, so it wasn't just those
Okay,
five, I believe.
where do you find?
If you look in it's over in the Bleak and Spoon tournament channel. They have
Uh huh.
the challenge for the four groups of Swiss they had going on, and then the
Oh, that's what that was. Okay, I
hmm
I see. I see. This is
yeah
making sense now. Because that's way too small of a tournament.
No. And so, like, I believe and top two of each of the Swiss groups moved on to like the single elimination bracket, which is what you see under the. Did you post that link already? The
I'm
like this.
that's just this. That's group 2. So I can let me just copy this and give it to you guys.
But yeah, it's very. I mean, I'm looking at some of these these Swiss groups, and I bring up the other two as well because there was a good number of teams in each one of these. It was the group. Like, each Swiss group had 6 teams in it. Well, minus Swiss one at 5, so it had team by.
And
Oh
Swiss
yeah,
2
Swiss.
had 2 teams had 5 and 2 teams had 6. So that's total 22 teams.
Right. Oh, okay. I see how they did. So the groups of 5, I think top 2 made it on. Wait,
Let me find
no,
out.
it was. Or was it top 3 in each group?
Uh,
No, it was top 3. It was top 3 in each group, and the top. I think.
oh, I see. I see how it worked. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the winner of each group got a bye to second round, and
Mhm.
second and third place of each group played it out
Yep.
to play those people.
Just figured that out. My bad, guys.
No, I mean, it was kind of confusing because there's like 4 different channels. I mean, yeah, whatever.
Four different challenges or whatnot.
But yeah,
Uh,
what do you think about the tournament? I
taking
mean, Chimera kind of still did. They ran a
Uh,
close set with
Chimera.
Tomo.
yeah, Tomo got almost made all the way through. Like, they ended up landing second, which was pretty. I haven't seen him do that well ever in a tournament. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's a smaller tournament, but I think that was pretty cool. It looks like I know Komodo's second team played, and they just missed getting into the bracket.
Wait, which group stage were they? Oh, Yang.
Uh, yeah, Komodo Yang. Like, they were in Swiss
Oh,
group
that's when
3.
Stratosphere beat them, right?
Yeah.
That was
So
yesterday.
yeah. So in that, I mean, if you're looking at the thing itself, they lost to both Army and Stratosphere in that case. They did win against Endless Oceans though. So but their like lopsided losses kind of cost them the bracket potentially, but it's all right. It happens.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see who else had was notable in that case. I just remembered that, and yeah, like, let's see, Tomo and Army had a very close set in semifinals. I sadly didn't get to see it, but I mean, just
Yeah.
looking at that 4-3, it must have been pretty close. It must have been pretty hype, pretty close
Army.
matches.
Do you know who's on Army? I know that the sniper
Um,
Rilla Kuma. I don't know.
Rilakkuma.
Rilla Kuma is that how you pronounce it? Okay. I know he's
Yeah.
on the team. I think he's one of the captains.
I'm pretty sure it's made up of ex CY members, meme unit.
Oh
I think
yes, you're right. You're
Mystic.
right.
yeah,
Mystic
they're
might be on it.
Yeah, he is.
So
He is.
yeah, they pretty much rebranded themselves as Army,
Uh huh.
which is pretty cool.
Mystic is definitely on
Um,
the team. Okay, so that's a good team.
yeah, totally,
Nice.
totally. hmm
So yeah,
Uh,
that was a fun tournament. Nice Swiss. What do you guys think about Swiss rules?
they tried. They did this round of things differently than last one, and it definitely it gave teams more of a chance to play. I'm not sure about making all their matches round best of sevens in the Swiss and then going to singles because the tournament lasted quite a while. Like, I think they weren't done until like pretty late.
Yeah, I
It,
mean, I checked my Twitter like super late yesterday, and it was
for a small tournament, it should not last this long. So I'm thinking maybe if they make the Swiss matches like best of fives or something like that.
yeah, that would probably help that would significantly cut down the time. I think it would
Yeah,
add up to like, and looking at a lot of these matches, at least in Group 3, most of the matches in Group 4, Group 2, like all these matches in Swiss were like there was really like two matches that were close. Like S&D versus Ink Delta was 4-3.
Oh wow,
Um,
was it?
Lockdown versus Ink Enigma was 4-3, and Deep and where's Circle Jerk versus North Star was 4-3. But every single other match was 4-0 or 4-1.
Mm,
So I don't
yeah.
think it would have changed the landscape of the tournament that much if you made it best of 5.
Mm.
So that may be something to think about. But I appreciate the gesture of trying to give everybody a lot of playing time. Um, that's definitely fun. That's definitely a good thing.
We'll see what they decide to come up with for the next set.
Yeah.
I think are you know if they're doing one next this upcoming week?
They probably are, right? I mean, they've done it the last 2 weeks. They didn't say anything like we're not doing it, but we'll definitely be on top of that
All right.
if it happens.
Okay.
So
So I think is there anything else you need to add for about this tournament before we move on?
now, I mean, quick opinions on what do you think about no DC rules, one crack and one bubble, no quick respawn. How do you think that kind of? I feel like that kind of changes how a lot of teams play. Honestly.
Mm, I mean, it's definitely doesn't. I mean, it just makes the game set a little different, especially if on zone on modes like tower control, where your invincibility specials are like super important for tower. Like you just have to plan it out a little more carefully now.
Hmm.
You can't go like double bubble, and because that you only allow one bubble, for example. And like on certain maps where like a kraken's a bad idea, but bubbles are useful, then like I don't know. You have to kind of develop little bit of a different strat. I saw teams that were scrimming before the tournament started with those rule sets, knowing that they're gonna have to change up the strats a little bit. It's interesting.
Yeah, I would like to someday when I'm not drowning in work on a Thursday night to to compete in this tournament and see how it if it feels different at all. But yeah, it's healthy for the scene. Any
Mm,
thoughts, Power?
I would be interested in seeing how it would maybe shape future tournaments if people think it's more competitive, and maybe it could possibly become a stable rule set changing, like limiting the amount of krakens or bubbles and quick response.
hmm.
So that would be
Hmm.
interesting to see how it develops.
That'd be cool. I know we've all probably had that moment where we just saltily lost to a jumping tower team with all stealth jump, and it was probably really sad. But that wouldn't happen in this tournament. Okay. Anyway, I think we gotta move on. The next tournament is really quick. I don't think much happened. If you guys want to pull that up, Friday night Splatdown. There were 12, 14. I think 14 teams signed up, and it or 15 teams or something, and it was interesting. Um, None of the top teams were signed up. Tomo got third, so decent result for them. They lost to Altera and Third Wind LMT, which wasn't. I think that did that team just die or something recently?
I think I know they're rebranding themselves, so like they're that's how they're describing it. Like I don't know if they're gonna I think they're gonna come up with a new team name and such, but I think like in their minds like the meme team is like no more, but like the same players are probably gonna some of the remaining players are going to like rebrand themselves as a new team.
Yeah, that seems to be a running theme in the Splatoon community in general, where core group of people usually stays together, rebrands themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So more just the general ebb and flow of teams and all that. Um, yeah, this is a just a small tournament. Thought I'd touch on. Next tournament. Let's just talk about the tournaments before we get into anything else. Was SCL. SCL 24. It was was it the first tournament to use Smash GG?
It's I think it's the first online tournament that uses Smash GG. Well, no, besides
Storm.
Inkstorm.
Yeah.
Inkstorm used it, but this is the first time
Okay.
SCL is using Smash GG, and SCL has been around since for quite a while. I mean, we're already in the 20. They were already going on to the 25th next week. Next week, but yeah, that's 20. All this edition 24, and this is
Yeah.
like it finally got into let's try out using Smash GG. And I know about you guys, but I thought that it was a very welcome change from previous editions. I think it just made it a lot easier to know like exactly who you playing against. Have to reporting scores. All of it was like on through these websites. And it was actually fairly easy to learn, even if you hadn't. I mean, I already knew how to use it through Inkstorm and stuff, but like even new teams, I had never used it before. I'm pretty sure caught on fairly quickly.
Nice. I mean, I didn't compete in this tournament. I was team searching over the last 2 weeks in between shows, but I know Power did compete in this tournament.
Yep.
How do you feel about Smash GG as an option?
It's yeah, like Fate touched on the points. It really just speeds everything up, and it just makes for a much smoother tournament. But
Oh, all right. Well, good to know. Maybe TO alert. If you could use Smash GG, maybe maybe use it because people seem to really like it.
I know the TOs had a lot of easier time with using Smash GG because the only real time they had to like get their hands on a match is if there is if is if like there was a issue or something during the match, like as opposed to like having to report scores to TOs through like another channel and having them to write it down on a challenge. Like the website did all that for them. Like there was one time I know in the tournament where we had an issue because the other team um put in their like put in their score early before like we had even started the match, and we're like and like and like when you enter in a score and hit enter, like if the other team doesn't say anything, then like it'll like auto accept the score that's entered in. So we had an alert. There's a really easy like alert TO button, and then the TO comes in the chat room, and then they see what's up, and it's I don't know. That was it was fairly simple. Um, I think the only hiccups that really happened was because again it was these TO's first time using it. But I think it will be a lot smoother than it already has been next time around because they'll have more familiar with using Smash GG and how to do certain things like um about how like reset scores if something like accidentally did score correctly or like other things. Um, I don't know. That's my opinion, anyways.
That's honestly so awesome. Like I know a lot of people tend to complain a lot about um like the timing of Splatoon tournaments. Like it takes a while like
yeah, for
to
sure.
get everything done.
I remember
Um
back in the
and
day
let
of like the
sorry.
first S. Yeah, sorry. I remember back in the day of like the first STLs. They used to take hours, and I remember they scheduled one. It was late on a Friday, and it ran until the AM hours. So that must have been terrible for European players. But it's
Oh
nice
my.
to see how like far we've come based on time
Um,
schedule
did you want to touch points on like the I don't know the notable
performances.
yes notable performances before we
For sure, for sure. So obviously the winner of SCL was Komodo Yin. They accomplished the run back on EXT. They got 3-0 in winners finals and then proceeded to beat C minus in the losers finals and then reset the bracket against EXT and win the last set 4-1. And I watched both the grand final sets. I've got home in time to make that, and I have to say I was watching Pixel stream and he was playing out of his mind. Like he was playing really well. Like at least like I think he was on top of his game there. I think that loss in winners put the fire in his soul. Anything else? I know Fate. I know you guys made it to losers round 3, which would be 17th place. And C minus did make it to losers finals, and that was quite the run. Tyler, do you want to talk about that?
Sure. I'm just gonna say I don't want the track fan to win, but the the winners. But the run was pretty intense. Lots of very clutch moments, and I mean, I have some videos up if anyone wants to check them out. And yeah, just very fun experience playing with the team. And I just recommend anybody to just get a team because those moments can happen at like any. You never know when it's gonna happen. It
Yeah,
could be a very
that's
great experience.
for sure. So if we take a look at the bracket, I could do like I could do this where I switch the overlay and it looks really bad, and then I'm gonna switch back. So we've got some problems,
Oh goodness.
but oh, I think I know what I can do. What if I just it's good enough. So we had if I scroll over and I click, does it highlight? It doesn't highlight. That's fine. So C minus lost to Two Moons in winners round 3
Hmm.
over here. They got 2-0'd. Um,
Yep.
and then they dropped into the losers bracket. They 2-0'd Stranger Things. They 2-0'd Deep Blues. And then starting in for the battle, like starting from a ninth place um match, they had quite the run where they 2-0'd Komodo Yang, then they 2-0'd Koopa Clan, and then they got the run back on Two Moons, and then they beat Cooldown, and then did you win the first game against Komodo?
No, we lost the first game.
Oh, okay. But you eventually fell to Komodo. Finally, somebody was like, "No, this is too crazy. We need to stop."
Yeah.
I would say that cooldown set was, that was ridiculous. That ending was crazy.
Yeah, it was all the matches were like basically by 1 point
Yeah.
overtime. It
Um.
was something worth watching.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it
would
was.
definitely check out those vods if you guys can. Some good snipes, some good clutch moments from the whole team. I think you guys have a really good team going. Honestly, like you guys have improved so much over the last couple months since the start of season 2 Ludi. I think
Yeah.
it's been like always on an upward trajectory for C minus, which is not something a lot of teams can say. And you know,
Hmm.
you're doing well.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you.
okay. So, if you click over to where it says standings, you can actually see where everyone's placings fall under. Obviously, it's going to get to more like ties as you go past like past fifth place, but it's interesting to see how some of the placements on some of these teams got. I like to point out. As an example, because I noticed this when I was looking at my own our own team, like the team that I'm on. We ended up in a 8-way tie for 17th place. Um, it's only like our second tournament all together as a team, so it was. I mean, we're improving. We could definitely have room for improve. I had noticed though that amongst our teams that tied for 17th place was Cream Fresh actually fell to 17th place.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like
Wow.
they lost to Komodo Yang in winners, and they lost to Cooldown in losers.
Oh, you're
And
right. That's so unfortunate.
that was just very unfortunate how they were placed in the brackets that way.
Yeah, like they didn't even play. Like they didn't even play. Like they didn't lose any like bad sets. They just ran into two really good teams.
Hmm.
And when you got a bracket as stacked as SCL is, you know, week in and week out, like you're gonna have some disappointing performances
Such is
sometimes.
life. Such is
Yeah,
life. Um, but yeah, it's
that's interesting to note. I like that.
But yeah, I like how like with Smash you can actually see your placements, like your standings, as opposed to kind of like guesstimating. And I know the challenge kind of had a thing, but here like you can see like it actually shows you like how many matches that team's won versus how many they've lost.
Yeah, that's really interesting. How you look at somebody like, you know, fifth place I mean, when you go past the top four teams and you look at the rest of the teams, their win loss is really like is pretty even. Like everybody's win loss game count is like around 50 ish. But you go up to the top four teams and it jumps to like 72, 70. You know, so that's interesting. Um,
Hmm.
Nice little. So it definitely shows which teams were on point that day. All right. So that's enough for SEL in my opinion. Happens,
Yeah,
coming
it's
back next weekend. Nobody, nobody freak out. It's gonna be there.
of course, of course, of course.
Last
All right,
tournament we could talk about
let's
is
let
Tsunami. Really quick,
uh
really quickly.
very quickly. Let's do it.
Tsunami. Nothing really happened except Komodo made it to grand finals and then lost to Hanran second team, even though they beat him in like round one. Um, Kind of weird. Hanran's a legit team. They just merged with what team again?
Breaking memories.
Breaking Memories. So that's looking like a strong team. So watch out. Um, do we want to touch on the lands really quick? Don't park on the grass.
Sure, why not? I mean, it's a um I know there's a land that happened recently in was it Toronto, or I totally forget. I know Pace.
Yeah, Pacecat runs Toronto lands like I don't know if it's monthly or biweekly or weekly, but he's I've seen those posts.
Like
And
I
yeah,
actually caught part of the last one just to check things out, and I mean it's definitely a thing. Um, let's see. I'm not sure how they do their setups. 'Cause I think they were using they were just like everyone was Squid Social 3. That's what it was called. Um,
okay.
like did they have like their own Wii user, or did they bring their own Wii U's? That's the thing is a question, because I remember seeing some players that are borrowing Wii U's, but I didn't know if that everyone was doing that, or if they were could it was encouraged to bring their own, or what was the dealio.
Yeah, I
Um,
honestly don't know much about that either. Um, if you want more information, you could probably ask Pacecat.
for sure, for sure.
For sure,
Follow him on
he's a
Twitter.
nice guy. Um, Definitely has a
Land
passion to grow the community.
Apparently land's coming to Missouri University. Wow, that's pretty cool. Slowly but surely expanding the land scene a little bit, because for a game like Splatoon, lands are a little harder to set up. Like you need the the some good LAN internet to support all these Wii U's going on the same time, and also the spacing, because Wii U interference is a thing, as we've all learned from Switzerland. um, for sure. Speaking of lands, I'm sure you've heard about Don't Park on the Grass and their Splatoon addition to that event.
I'm so excited that
Yeah.
Splatoon's going to be able to like not only be at have another land that's going to be big, and I know a bunch of top players have already said that they're going. I know dude's going back. Oh, the perps just sniped the fall button. Thanks. Um, and so like there's gonna be LSDJ is gonna be there, and I honestly I'm just excited because I think another community is also gonna be able to kind of see, the Smash community is gonna be there obviously full force, so it's gonna be
Well,
cool to see them intersect.
yeah. So for those who don't know what Don't Park on the Grass is, originally, what I understand, it was like a Smash event with like Melee and Brawl in Smash 4 all on the one roof. It was supposed to be this big mega event, and then recently Endgame decided, hosted by Endgame TV. And then recently they decided, well, we're gonna bring Splatoon to this big event. So it's like Lucas said, they'll like give us a Splatoon, like maybe the Splatoon community a chance to like kind of I guess quote unquote showcase our 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 game to a whole other community that we don't typically interact with. I know a lot of the Splatoon players we are have played Smash before, or were from the community and decided to pick up another competitive game. Um, and I think it'll just be a good opportunity just to have other our communities that interact with each other. How the setup's going to be, I hope if I mean these are the same people that ran Squid Storm, so I'm hoping that it's going to be more like contend well as an event. It's not as opposed to like a side event. Like some people were worried that like it's going to be treated more like a little niche event as opposed to like a big chunk of it. So um, I I'm fully confident, and it is Seattle. It's in December, so there is some time to sign up if you haven't already. If you go look in Smash GG, look up "Don't Park on the Grass." It start the event. It's in December. Let me check it. Ah, it is December.
17th or something like that.
Uh, let's see. Yeah, yes, the event is itself. It's 17th, 18th of December.
Nice.
So Friday, Saturday. Most people flying in that Friday. It is quite a journey for some people, for a lot of us. Um, I know I'm going.
I'm so jealous. Oh, I want to go so bad.
Same, man.
When are they gonna have a land power? We're gonna just organize lands in the city. That's really all.
Yeah.
It's coming down to that, honestly.
Power and Lucas Splatoon.
Power and
Local.
Lucas,
uh,
Splatoon local.
oh yeah, I
splat
think I
local.
remember like yeah, most of the lands in Australia. Yeah, I remember someone mentioning that, or I saw a post about like there's like a convention and they're gonna have like Splatoon tournaments as part of it,
Yeah, I
which
saw that too.
so that's pretty cool.
That's cool. I'm
Um,
happy that lands are kind of like popping up everywhere. You know what I mean? We've got like some that are starting to happen regularly. Like that's I think that's important to grow the community where you can find people in real life and say, hey, like this is like look at my game, play it, it's
look at
fun.
look at my gameplay, it's fun.
'Cause- yeah.
Um, but yeah, I know that I'll be going. I think Shell from our team, who was also at Squidstorm, is hoping to go as well.
Ooh,
Cause I mean she's in Cali, so
she better
Seattle's not.
go.
We'll see, we'll see, we'll see.
Peach better go.
I already bought my airline ticket, yo, so I'm definitely going.
Yeah,
Like
nice.
it's hype.
It's
Um,
happening.
all the way from good old Tennessee. Some people were kind of bummed out. I know that it was all the way in the West Coast as opposed to like East Coast, because I know a lot of people want an East Coast land tournament. I've heard that if it's next Quizstorm, they're try to make it East Coast. It all depends on like pricing and location and all that stuff. But we will see. We will see. For now, let's get hyped for December. Lots of time to save up monies for your airline. Although they did say that if you're going to go, you should probably book your ticket now because it lands close to the holidays and they prices will spike up fairly
Yeah,
quickly. So that's a thing. But yeah, land hype, excited.
awesome. All right, Lance, sign up. Go, please. All right, so
Yo,
next, you want to talk about the big news?
the big news.
The
Ooh.
big announcement that happened this week?
Uh,
In my opinion, I think it was the biggest announcement that happened in the last 2 weeks.
what big announcement do you speak of, Lucas?
Ludi Season 3. I'm
Ah,
so excited. I might be on a Ludi team that doesn't die in the middle of the season.
hey now, we're not gonna die anytime in the middle of the season.
Exactly.
If Luke Luke has recently joined Rip the Dream, if you guys
Yeah.
haven't heard already.
I
Um,
am on Rip the Dream with Fate, my teammate. I'm excited. I'm gonna
yep.
squelch some people in
Hmm.
very custom ways.
Yes, yes, yes. So,
Um, nice. Okay. Anyway, enough about me.
I
Yeah, Ludi's happening. I know you're on the staff.
am on
Um,
staff. That's correct.
you guys kind of just came out with like a quick announcement that was like, it's happening. If you want to sign up, like if
Um,
from your team from last year, like you could do that through this form. If you want to change your name, you can do that through this form. And then, but what else can
well,
the Illuminati tell us?
oh boy. Well, I can say that we have been working on rule sets and like the website revamp for quite a while. I know they added a bunch of staff members, including myself, like about 2 weeks ago, 2 3 weeks ago, something like that. I think it was like
Sick.
2 weeks or something like that. And so now we have, I think, 12, 13 staff members as opposed to last season where I felt like there was very limited staffing. Just to, I guess, to help with the rules with make making rule sets for the season, and B, obviously to have help desk availability at like most hours when because we do have players that are, it's not just NA. We have players from EU. We have players from like from our Australian friends all the way from Japan, and all over the place. So we just want to make sure they want a competent staff and staffing that's going to be around at said times.
That's good.
Um,
That's excellent. Honestly, that's so nice.
yeah, I can say that, once um I kind of consider this like a soft rollout at the moment because we haven't made, like you have like like you've noticed, we haven't made like a big like announcement through like our Twitter and all that stuff, because we do have a Twitter. It's I believe it's a
Ink leagues
league Ink Leagues. Yep,
at Ink leagues.
we do have a Twitter.
Follow.
We have a Twitch. We are gonna revamp. We are gonna try to get more broadcasting out this season. Um, and yeah, once the web just keep your eyes peeled on the Twitter account. Once the website is complete, as far as like and ready to roll out, we'll make the big announcement with all the dates you'll need about signups and season starting and all that lovely information. Um, right now, like teams that have already that are in the Discord can sign up. If you need help, you can always alert the help desk about how do I sign up? What do I do? We're more than happy to help out with that. I'm trying to think. The rules. I would just say, like as always, it is going to be a couple of weeks long. It's definitely different from a normal tournament where it's like a commitment for a day. So just be strap in for the long haul, I suppose. I would say before whether you decide to join Ludi or not. But yeah, it's tons of fun. I would totally recommend it. So yeah.
I don't know anybody
Um,
who wouldn't recommend it, to be honest. I think it's so good. I mean, I know there are teams like last year Komodo dropped out. That was pretty notable because they said, this format of doing it during the week, like scheduling a time, doesn't really work for us. We prefer to just have tournaments. But
I think that was mostly because some of their players like had took really extended breaks during the Ludi season, which
exactly,
limited their player limited availability because they do have a mix of Japanese and, and NA players. So timing just wasn't suited for them.
yeah,
But but who knows? I mean, they could they could revamp they could try again, and hopefully with a team that's gonna with a roster, I should say, that doesn't plan on going around does leaving anytime soon. Um, I'm sure you noted recently that they do have a yin and yang team.
hmm
So would be one team? Would they do two teams? That's left to be said. Um,
they
again,
gotta
we
sign
won't.
them up, right? So
Right. Um, Before anyone asks, you won't like what's the word? Nothing is like set in stone as far as division placements or seating until everyone is signed up and signups are all over. Um, Again, we will have those official dates once the webs. We just want to be able to push everything out at the same time, as far as like here's our revamped website, here's our new rule set, and here's all this stuff. Like we just didn't want to like do bits and pieces and confuse the world, so to speak.
yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Like that works. I think that's the best way to do it. To be honest, you don't want people to, I don't know, laying it
hmm
out little by little. Kind of
I
is less effective.
I will say if you can lock in your team earlier, that will help us staff better so we can kind of start like seeing what teams are going to be playing this season. Of course, obvious, no rush. If you need a moment to maybe like solidify schedules for your team or whatnot, that's cool too. But like I said, if you have any questions referring Ludi about how to join up, how to join a team for Ludi, all that stuff, I'll be more than happy to help. You can see my Twitter at at the side there. More than welcome to follow, and I have my messages open, I think too. So if you want to do that, yeah, and
DMs.
the DMs, whatnot. Well, because not everyone has me added on Discord,
That's true.
so it's a first step. Speed.
I almost put I almost put the Discord IDs up here, but I
That'd be
wasn't sure.
confusing.
Yeah, exactly.
me. But so is there anything else you want to add about Ludi that I haven't already touched on?
Um, I'm just excited to play. Like
Same, man.
I love playing in Ludi. I think it like generates so much hype. I mean, I know last year, even though my team had an unsuccessful Ludi season and we kind of had a lot of team issues during the season, it was like preparing for it. Like there was really like a notable like increase in motivation from the players
Mhm.
and from the whole team to just improve and practice for this tournament or this league. I mean, I think it helped us all as players in the long run. Um,
Mm.
I I mean, obviously, I like to speculate about you know who who's gonna be in what division, blah blah blah.
Speculating,
It's all
speculating.
speculating. I have no idea anything about this. Probably like 95% of the teams aren't even signed up yet. So,
Yeah,
uh,
like if a team's roster is changed significantly from their last Ludi season, then obviously it's going to affect their placement a bit. Just to say,
yeah,
I can say that if you played Ludi before last season, your division placing is going to be a lot based on your season and how you did in like or did in playoffs or placed in playoffs. Um, if you're brand new, never played in Ludi before, we'll just have to look at your recent tournament placings and to determine where you would fall. So, obviously, we want to avoid like someone winning by a landslide and crushing a division. If team's clearly highly skilled, so to speak.
yeah.
Um, Luca could do all the speculating he likes. I shouldn't be saying anything officially, per se, because I am part of Ludi staff. So, yeah,
Yeah.
but the hype is definitely there for sure. You'll with with the new rules layout, like I think everyone will be super hyped and super excited.
This is my bold prediction.
Okay,
My
bold.
bold predict is I don't know how bold it is. My bold prediction is that C minus is gonna be in the S division, and they're gonna
Praying
Did
have
for
to
that.
play Chimera and like all the other top
That's
teams, and
so
it's gonna be
exciting.
the test
did,
of the team, the
didn't they
biggest test
win
yet.
a division?
They did. They destroyed it. They 7-0 won their division, A like the first half of A
Mm-hmm.
or whatever half they were in, and then they won the playoffs. And they've been going off in tournaments recently. Like
Hmm.
I'd watch out. I'd be
Yeah.
shaken if I was like one of those other teams in uh in S division last year, like Kuba Clan or something like a cooldown or something like that. And
Mm-hmm.
you're looking at C minus coming off a really good win this last weekend, and they've been performing really well all month and all summer. I'd be shaken. I'd be like, wow, this might be a new top team slowly emerging. We'll see. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much all
Any
I.
other top predictions besides C minus hype? Obviously.
I think Hanron has a pretty good case for being in the top like top division. They've been doing really well recently. We'll
mm,
see.
it depends
There's
on
a
what their
lot of good
roster.
teams. Exactly.
Again, it depends on their roster
For sure.
and like what versus the rosters that won these recent tournaments. Because I mean, each team can fall under the same name, but if it's not a winning roster, then like we have to be able to justify where we place you. If it's a new team and we don't feel like we can slap you right into Z division, like we have to be able to justify placing you in a better division because of X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
So that's all I can say about that for sure.
I hope
Mm,
that RTD isn't in. I think you're solidified for B division at least. I know last year you guys or last season you guys were just like just formed basically, right?
Yeah, well, last season was our first season together as a team. Like we were fairly small at the time, and Floppy was actually with us at the moment for a chunk of the season, and then he kind of dropped off. So we kind of had to pick up pieces at that point. So the tail end of our season didn't turn out well, but for the majority of the season, we were doing fairly well. We just missed playoffs.
Oh
like
man.
by a hair, like because we had some strong teams in our group. Like we had Circle Jerk, and we also had O2 Bounce as well, which has now been since reformed as their own team called SOO, or I'm pronouncing that awfully.
Yeah, I know what you're
Uh,
talking about though.
yeah, yeah. So there used to be the On to Bounce the second team, but now I guess they like their chemistry so much. You're like, well, we'll just be our own team. Bye.
Later.
And I
Yeah.
know that team consists now that the newly formed Destiny is to consist of against like older like O to Bounce members. Plus, I know Lucy's in there now, and she was the captain of New Squids on the Block before they disbanded.
Yeah, that team's kind of fragmented. I know a lot of them, a bunch of them have joined Practical Error, which is led by one of their former players. But
Mm,
they're
mm,
definitely here and there.
mm. Do you know about any other teams and potentially other divisions that might be hype? Mm,
Hmm.
because I mean, I'm again, I'm from With the Dream. I know a lot of the C teams that I played against. Like we.
I honestly, because I played B team, I'm B division. I'm like excited to see some of the teams that we had to play. Like I know German Hawks, like it's looking like a pretty good team. I want to see what they can do this season again because they did
Hmm.
pretty well in my group last time. Cute could do could do some could pull off some things.
Honestly, when I saw Cute in B Division, I thought they were misplaced. I thought they're going to crush B Division, and
They didn't,
they didn't they won playoffs. I know
but
that.
they didn't like destroy everyone. Like I think honestly, like the team I was on, if we all practiced and played, like we could have beat any team, but yeah, that's not how it is.
Mm,
Um,
right.
yeah, I
Um.
expected a lot from myself, and it was sad. But anyway,
Well, it's all
um,
good. We will. And so yeah. That's totally hype. I
I'm
know.
excited to like see. I just want to see some team like come out of the woodwork, like season one Hikara, where they almost made like ESPL. Like what? Like what? Or
Uh,
was that what they, or was it SAI? What did they almost qualify for? Or
I'm trying to remember. I'm not sure what. Not sure to be honest with you, but
I think they almost made it into ESPL, and I was like, they came out of C division the first season, so that was interesting. I want to see something else like that happen, where a team just like rapidly improves. I think that'd be so cool.
who knows? Maybe our team could do that.
Maybe. We'll find out. We'll find out this Ludi season.
We will find out. Let's put it this way. Um, if it's I don't know if you've heard, but last season we had there's some pretty hype matches. Like I know our OTB match was pretty hype, and then there's the time where we had to play a 3v4.
Yeah, I remember that.
Um,
I saw that. That was
mhm.
crazy.
Even to bring that amount of hype into in that three that we had to bring to that 3v4 into a 4v4 situation, then I think we could. I think our team could do pretty well.
Exactly.
TBH, whatever division we end up in.
Well, you had three people, and then you add a custom jet squasher, and then never really know what's gonna happen next.
Right. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
All right. Enough
And,
about that. I
all
think
right. Yeah, I think I
I'm
just want to
excited
add
for Ludi.
or
Everybody join teams, please.
join teams
Get on a
or
team for Ludi. Like, even if don't join a team that you're not gonna like the people, obviously. But if you find people that you like and you want to hang out with them, you know, I'd say go for one of those teams over like a team where you maybe don't like the people and you're
you
gonna do
want
slightly better, like blah blah blah. Like that's not that big
yeah,
of a deal.
I feel like if for a Ludi, you just need to be with a team that you feel like you're gonna stick around with, because like one of the
Exactly.
our biggest gripes as staff last season was teams had dropped, because there's literally nothing we can do to remedy the situation other than just continue playing the season as is. So like certain groups in certain divisions like had an easier time because they had to two drop teams, and so like a team that might not have gotten a chance to make top two and make it to playoffs had made it a little easier for them. It's all pretty much like two free wins in that
Yeah.
case.
It's like
So
it's kind of lame, but
um
that's how it is.
so I would say um if you're if you're excited, if you had never played Splatoon before, never played competitively, you could join a team, join a team, it, get hype. You could, I would, you mean totally watch out on Ludi for Ludi and watch Ludi matches and stuff. I would kind of sway newer teams, maybe if they're like brand new, join some tournaments first before deciding whether or not you're going to participate in Ludi. Because like I said, like drop teams hurts everybody. So if you don't feel like that chemistry is there, I stay on the side of caution.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
if you want to, if you feel like you're having a group of people, you're gonna have fun. Even if you end up in the very bottom division, if you have fun, that's what matters at the end. So
Yeah, at the
yeah.
end of the day, it's just about playing Splatoon and like having a good time with your friends and like
Mm-hmm.
making this game we play have a little bit more meaning. So yeah,
For
that's
sure.
Ludi.
That's Ludi.
Um,
Ludi.
one of the something we could just move on to the next topic at this point.
Sure.
Um, so at the end of last show, um, Nico and I were talking a lot about how do we get more people to join this scene? How do we make the scene more accessible in like any
Mm.
small way that we can? Um, and one of the things we decided to do was just create a little list of some of the discords that we think are important, or some of the discords that we think um people should just be in because simply because they're active. Like this is where you find scrims. This is where you could post that you're a free agent. So I'm just gonna pull it up here. It's separated into a couple different categories. You've got your LFG discords at the top, where you have like Ludi, you have LFG Discord, you have NSTC, and you have Dead Splat Central. If you scroll down, you've got tournament Discord. So you got Split Tournaments, which is run by Bleck. Is that how you say his name? Bleck?
Bleak.
Bleak? Is it Bleak? Okay. Um,
Oh.
I honestly I don't know, but
Do you
he
have this list posted somewhere so they can access it later?
this link.
Yes. For
Yes, it's
this.
gonna be in our Discord, and I'll also post it in chat right now
Cool.
for y'all. Um,
Jesus
it.
with spam.
Yeah. So it's just a way to see, maybe you're on a team, but you can never find scrims or something, and and here are some LFG discords which you can ask for scrims in, and people will definitely respond to you and stuff like that. You got tournament discords. I'd say the main ones: Endgame and Ludi. Split tournaments lists a bunch of tournaments that aren't Endgame and Ludi, and then SCL, just because that's like probably one of the bigger tournament discords. And then you've got the ESL Discord if you guys want to join that. I don't think there's much. You can't do like scrims or anything in the ESL one, but if you want to be in there and like check it out and see what it's all about, I'd say definitely join it. Then you've got some free agent discords. The main one is platoon recruitment and free agency. I'd say that's where most people go when they're a free agent or they're a team that's looking to recruit. And then I have some streamer discords here just as like a sample. If you're a streamer and you have like a Discord and you wanna, maybe spread it out, spread the news that you have a Discord a little more, you can like PM one of us and we'll just add your link in here. And then there are some other important Discords. Community feedback. People discuss important Splatoon topics in there a lot. Um, it's interesting. Then there's Under the Scope if you want to check ours out, and then there's Squid's Guide, which is mainly just callouts. It's unfortunately it's kind of not really active anymore, but the callouts are still there. So If you're a team looking for callouts for Ludi or something, you can go to Squid's Guide and be like, oh, here's a list. I don't have to make them myself. Nice.
Hmm.
So that's pretty much it for this. It's pretty quick. Um, yeah.
All right. So, do you want to go over the tournaments coming up? I don't think there's anything else to discuss here. I mean, it's all in that sheet, obviously. Um, of course, if you have questions or need additional resources or something, I mean, you can always, I don't know, contact any of us three. Yeah,
Yeah.
our Twitches are on the, well, they were up,
Twitters.
but
They're still there. They're
Twitter's
back. They're
Twitter's
back now.
you know what I mean, words.
um, you've got. You can also PM any of the mods in the under the scope Discord if you want to do that as well.
True story, fam. All right.
So upcoming tournaments tomorrow. Actually, right now, there's a tournament going.
This second.
NNCLA 4 unfortunately happens every other week on our show. Uh, that's happening right now. If you want to go check that out. Tomorrow, Oceanbound, pretty big tournament, right?
Oceanbound's pretty exciting. I'm hyped.
Power, are you is C minus in Oceanbound?
We didn't sign up yet.
Uh,
Sign ups close in 9 minutes.
yeah, they do.
Oh, yeah. Probably won't do it.
Yeah.
Nice.
You're like, oh, sign up. ZC and yeah, but yeah, Oceanbound. Um, Oceanbound's exciting. I'm pretty excited. If you guys don't know, it's being run by Get Kraken.
It
And
is?
yeah,
Oh,
Oh, that's
yeah,
cool. I haven't seen Get Kraken in so long. Honestly,
yeah.
I'm happy
Pina,
that they're giving back
yeah,
like in some form.
yeah. Pina is the head honcho of this tournament, and it looks like the Greg Kraken members are participating as TOs. So
Nice.
I don't think Greg Kraken themselves are playing in the tournament, from my understanding.
That's fine.
I would have to double check in the thing, which is that's not a bad thing because
Not at all.
I kind of need like TO presence as opposed to like being in a match.
Yeah.
So
We'll see. Do you guys know if it's their first time TOing?
um, I might take a look at the list of TOs. I know I'm terrible at pronunciation. Um, uh, Karaka has TO'd before. I know that. I don't know about any all the other T. I don't know
Oh
all the
yeah,
other staff name.
Is it Kraka? I don't know. I don't know how you pronounce it. He's a good TO. Isn't he like the endgame TO, or he was for like a short period of time?
I think he was question mark. I mean,
He's a
yeah.
good TO. I know that. He ran Supernova, which was the largest
what the?
Splatoon tournament at the time.
Language power. This is
Sorry.
a
I'm
this is
sorry.
a this is a
You
P
say
this is a
I,
P
apo-
stream.
I apologize, folks.
all the millions of viewers
Rip.
have just been shocked.
Shock out
I'm
their shock out their
my,
core.
my reputation's ruined.
Oh god.
Rip the dream.
Oh, rip the dream. Indeed. Oh jeez. Okay, next tournament. Splat draft.
oh
I
wait
don't
wait wait
honestly
wait
know
wait.
much about. Oh, sorry.
You almost forgot something very important about Oceanbound.
What did I
Um
forget?
well, starting quarterfinals, they're after game 3, it'll be Halo style selection where actually let me bring this up here.
If you want to
He-
post a link and I can like put it on the
Oh,
stream.
okay, because I'll go ahead. I mean, they don't have. I'll go ahead and
Is it in like their Discord or something?
It's in their Discord,
Do you
yeah.
want to give me a link to their Discord then?
Sure. But if you take a look at
You can just explain it if you want.
hold on, give me 2 seconds. I'll just post it in the under the scope chat. Here you go. But
Nice.
I mean,
Ooh, this is clean.
Nothing's filled out in brackets yet, obviously. But if you go over to the map list, starting quarterfinals, the first three games are already been chosen, but then going game 4, 5, and then obviously game 6, 7 for grand finals, it'll be a team choice. So I'm from my understanding, the team that is on the losing that's currently losing sets, like are on the losing side, will get to pick map mode for game 4, and it can't be something that's already been played during that set. So you can't pick Rainmaker Hammerhead again, even though as much as they love it. Sorry, SRL. Um,
Oh,
I know they love that one.
I know.
Anyways, but and then they go on that, and if the team that was winning that set lost that set, then they get choice of game 5,
Yeah.
I believe. Pretty much whoever wins that game 4, whoever loses game 4 is either wins the set or gets to pick the next game. It's interesting.
Nice. That's it. That is interesting. I like that.
Um,
I'm looking at these map like this map list right now, and at least in the bracket stage, I don't really see any map modes that are like, I think some people don't particularly like Flounder that much, but other than that, like like the 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 game types I'm seeing are pretty good. Like
um,
they're not gonna
um,
run into any
um,
situation.
Rainmaker Salt Spray, round
Is
4,
Rainmaker
game
Salt
2.
Spray round 4? Oh, that's in
That's group stages. Yes.
group stage. Ah, yeah, I was talking about map list for bracket. But
Uh,
for group stage, no. Rainmaker Salt Spray, questionable. I think
that's a little rough.
I've never hosted a tournament,
Okay.
so take my criticism as you will. The only thing I guess they do it like randomly, right? Is that how you would decide a map list? You kind of just do it randomly.
I'm not sure how they go about deciding, because I've never hosted a tournament myself, but um,
Yeah, I'd like to get a TO on one time and just like discuss like how tournaments run and stuff like that, and like
I know some people do just bring up our Danny and just like, here's your map list, and other people actually think some people actually think carefully about their map lists and hype and that sort of thing. But I don't know. You'll have to, yeah, that's probably a good idea. Bring on a TO that's hosted tournaments before and how they go about map list
yeah.
selection. I know, like this is kind of out of the norm because they're actually posting their list the day before the tournament. Most of the time they won't post a map list until day of.
This is okay. First complaint. It's not really that big. Okay, one game is Rainmaker Salt Spray. We can deal, right? Like that's
Mm-hmm.
not a big deal at all.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, like, I guess it's a complaint. Kind of complaint number 2. I really, really like it when Ludi is like, "Here's our map list for next week," on the first day, because realistically, like nobody's like you're not usually playing on Monday, and if you are, you have at least one night to look at the maps. I think the map list coming out early is so helpful for teams, because I know, like, personally, I've gone in and I've been like, okay, here's a map list. Like, we're good on these maps. We need to work on this map. Let's go into a private battle, work on this map, like, iron it out, make sure that we know what we're doing, have a good structure and all that. And then we go into the match and we execute way better than we would have if we just gone in and been like, Zone's Hammerhead. Like, I didn't know that was coming, but now I know it's coming. So, yeah, I do really like that this came out early, but
Mm-hmm.
if you could, the earlier that it comes out is just so amazing,
Well,
honestly.
a lot of depends on signups too.
Yeah,
Like
that's
they'll
true.
allow that's all open. So keep signups open until the day before tournament. Or I know some tournaments will do it like up until like an hour before tournament starts, which seems like that's kind of close for me. But
Yeah.
anyways,
So, like, you don't even
um,
know how many, like, you know, rounds you're gonna have in group stage versus bracket until like really late. So, I mean,
yeah, I like how they're cutting off signups as in like a minute from now. From now,
signups are
yeah,
currently closing in like T minus 45 seconds. Oh, they're
yeah.
done. Okay. Uh, but yeah, awesome.
Um,
I think this tournament's gonna be great. I'm excited. I'm playing tomorrow. I think I'm signed up. I can play.
Yep, you're signed up. You're good to go, fam. So Oceanbound Saturday. Sunday, on the other hand,
Splat
is
draft.
set Splat Draft.
I don't
If
know
you
much
don't know
about
how,
this tournament.
I know it's hosted by Silver, and they had signups, and for that, the way this worked, I mean, signups ended like 1 or 2 weeks ago for it. And how it works is like people, so you sign up as an individual as opposed to as a team, and then some people sign up as a captain, and these captains kind of go down this list of people, and they have like their weapon types and the current teams like listed on this chart, and they pretty much go round robin, and they have a selection night where all the captains pick out their teams essentially.
That's so sick.
And tomorrow is the actual day they get to put these teams into play. So I know Silver on the tournament Discord posted like team listings and what teams are current. There's obviously rules. You can't play with any members of your current team. Uh,
Ooh. Yeah, I was
so
gonna
like you're
ask about that. Like, what if like
nope,
Sendu's
nope,
like, I'm gonna captain this, and he gets first pick RNG, and then he just picks like dude. And it's like, well.
nope. That is not allowed. So it's gonna work out some interesting comps. I think it'd be worth the. If anyone's streaming that, then that'd be good to watch. Um, I see this list, and the only one other ones I know stuff about is SCL and Squids on the Beach. So, do you know about anything about the other three in the middle of that?
Coliseum is happening on October 2nd. Think they're trying to make it into like a new, tournament series where they want it to happen like often. Um,
Hmm,
I don't know how many people they have currently signed up, but I would say sign up. I
okay.
think it's gonna be fun. Um, New tournament. They
There.
are. I'm just reading. Depending on the amount of teams, they're gonna do double elimination if it's under 16, with pools of 4 to 6 people for group stages, or if it's over 16 teams, they're gonna do single elimination final bracket. I think is like what the deal is.
I
Um,
see.
Sounds cool. Like they have a plan. Um, I, I mean, I just like that there's new tournaments being
Yeah,
created. That's really all it comes down to for me. Something
absolutely.
fishy. I think again, kind of just another run of the mill tournament. If you're looking for tournaments to sign up for, like you should check these out on Split Tournaments Discord or on the Squidboards events page. They have their Discords and all those available for you. Um, just to see timing wise, what works for your team, what doesn't work for your team. And then there's the social, the splat social, the land that we're talking about, Australia earlier, is happening like 8 days from now, I think. And you get
Uh,
SCL 25 and Squids on the Beach. So you want to explain Squids on
hmm
the Beach first? Thanks,
Oh
Asia.
yeah, sure. I can totally do that. So, Squids on the Beach is a tournament that's hosted by Spectre and Dude, and the idea was to have like splitting couples essentially, go in pairs of two, join up with another pair of two and four, form a team, and have them play in this tournament. So, as like I said before, signups have already ended for this tournament, I believe. Because
RIP.
yeah, so how this, so yeah,
Power and I are
actually,
gonna sign up.
Hmm?
there,
Power and I are gonna sign up.
Ooh, is this? Are you asking me out?
there's actually a waiting list now. To be honest, like
Power, I have to
when the
confess
tournament,
something.
what when the tournament, Lucas, please. When the tournament was first announced, like she got there was so much great reception to it. Like she had to expand the tournament like 2 or 3 times
Yeah,
just to
a
make
part
room
of the
for.
Discord, and I kept seeing those notifications like, uh, we have to. We're only gonna expand it to 48 if we like really get like a ton of, uh, you know, uh, like what's the word I'm looking for? A ton of
People.
applicants, or yeah, a ton of people trying to join this tournament, and and then like a day later, she's like, cap's been expanded, 48 teams. Like, there's a lot of teams. It's gonna be
Uh,
fun.
It's pretty hype. There's a challenge open for that. Seating's not finalized, obviously, because now I mean because we've had it up to till today to pretty much pick our own pair.
Hmm.
So I've already my pair has already been claimed since day one. Actually, I'm teaming up with it's me and Pixel, and Spectre and Dude. We're all gonna be on same team. It's
Wow.
gonna be hype. It's gonna be hype.
You gonna win?
We will do we'll do our dingest for sure. I'm excited to be sure, just for sure, because I've played with Pixel and like twins and stuff. I've never played with him in a tournament setting, so it's gonna be pretty exciting. This might be some. I know with all these teams, there's gonna be lots of flirting happening and stuff. And obviously, they're all most of them are people that are dating each other, and it's gonna be. It's just if you go on the server, it's like a lot of it's super adorable. Ain't gonna lie.
That's
Um,
cute.
yeah, for sure. Um,
Nice,
I like
nice tournament like that. That's like
it. It's
I like that type of tournament. I just like it when tournaments go out on a limb and they're like, let's
it's
do
fun.
something different.
It's for to have fun. It's the same
Exactly.
day as the next edition of SCL, which our main team's going to be, which our main team is going to be applying. Is going to be playing too. Um, so I won't be playing for SCL, but I will be playing for Squids on the Beach.
Your boy's filling in.
Uh, Lucas will be playing and with RTD as well. Um,
Power's
but and
probably gonna be in SCL, right? I don't know. I'm just assuming.
I know Jess is playing with for on Squids on the Beach with her significant other and another pair.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
but yeah, so yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I think both tournaments are gonna be a lot. The Squids on the Beach is definitely more fun related and such. So like, we're gonna have some fun. SEL gonna be hype as well. Depending how well, I'll have to keep an eye on the brackets for sure for both tournaments for sure. Um, any
Yeah,
whoosies.
we'll all be keeping our eyes on them. But yeah, that's.
I know I know Squids on the Beach is gonna have commentating too.
Oh, it's gonna have
So
commentary. Let's go.
yes, yes, I'm
Hopefully SCL
excited.
gets commentary too, or like some of these tournaments, like Oceanbound. I think Oceanbound should get commentary. It's a pretty big tournament, honestly.
I'm not sure if they're planning anything for that or not, but
Oh, they should. They should. Oh,
yeah.
I'm sad.
Anyway, so I think that's all the upcoming tournaments we have on our little list thingy
That's
here.
pretty much
If
all we have for this show. Um,
yep.
if you watched at any point, thank you very much for watching. Thank you to Perps for following. Um, anything you guys wanna plug or shout out before you go? I shout
Uh,
outs to RTD. My shout outs to RTD for picking me up. I really want to be on Looney Team, and you guys are cool. So I'm excited.
mm,
Anything else you want to shout out? Fate?
um.
I
Oh,
will.
power.
Oh, power, power.
I know I didn't speak much this podcast. I was pretty busy, so yeah, I'll just plug my Twitter or something, I guess. Oh,
Uh,
actually, no, never mind. Just join the
Twitter's
C
on the
minus
right.
server because it gets really fun.
Follow him on Twitch, twitch.tv/its_power_.
Yes, and also I would like for people to join the C minus server, make it more fun.
C minus server is a fun spot.
Yes, we play
Um,
lots of games.
for
Lots
sure.
of games. Squid Games.
Yes, good games, troll games,
Also,
memes.
also trivia.
Ooh, yummy.
If you guys can beat power in trivia, I don't know. I'll make you mod for a day in the server. I don't know. Something like I don't know.
Lucas,
I'll give you a
please.
special treat or something.
Yeah, exactly.
You
You're
get
not
twin time with power. How's that
twin
sound?
time with power. If you beat
Ooh.
him in trivia, it's so hard. I've tried so hard. I cannot
You
beat
got so
power in
far.
trivia. I've gotten
I'm
second. I've gotten so close.
I'm actually not that good. There's like two other people on the server that are just monsters in it. But
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
Valk is crazy, right?
yeah, and Han, he beats Volk.
Oh, what? Oh my god, that's crazy. Okay. Well, yeah.
Okay.
all right.
Thanks everybody for watching. Tune in
Um,
next. I think the next show is October 7th. Is the next show, I believe. Um. So we'll see you all then. Thanks for watching. See ya.
see you guys.